speak. If you would like to speak today and you haven't already done so, as I mentioned earlier, please fill out the green slip at the rear of the room by Officer Riley and hand it to the city clerk, Ms. Broussard, here in the front of the room, and she will call out your name. And once more, we would appreciate it if you'd keep your comments to 3 minutes. The green light will come on when you approach the podium, and the red light will come on when your time is up.
Henry Pressler, 9990 Bayou Road, Beaumont, Texas.
I've been sitting here so long, it's hard to get up. I don't know whether you've had any complaints about this before. First I've heard of it. I have a piece of property, 1801 North Street. There's a building on it. There's two old-fashioned lots that were very small. I don't remember what they were. I've had it for about 20 years. Well, somewhere along the way, had a tenant in there that evidently hadn't paid his rent for some time. I was out of town. My wife's always been here, and she said she never got a letter from the city at all, but somehow or another the water department came out there, pulled up the meter because the guy had been turning it on, they said. I went across the hall and talked to people there. That's how I got that information, that someone had been turning it. Well, anyway, it wasn't in our name. It was a tenant that didn't pay his rent. And I haven't, since it became part of the New Oaks District thing and the changes, well, I haven't had a tenant in there that even turned the water on or tried to. One of them was a guy that has a building next door that used it to store some stuff in it. Did it for a couple of 3 or 4 or 5 years. And Mr. Cooley is in it now, and he has rented from me for about 2 years. And so last week, I think it was, or maybe the week before, he decides to turn the water on. He has a restroom and a hot water heater and a few things, and he said, well, he just turn it on and have some water. They told him they couldn't do it if I didn't call. When I called, they told me it was $850 to put a meter out there. I said, there's one out front. I didn't know there wasn't. I had never been notified, never had a registered letter, never had a letter of any kind. I know a wife would always have turned it into me. And I just wonder if there's any alternative to that. $850 is a lot of money for a building you rent for $250. Is there anything I can do about it, or is this common practice, or is this what they do now? Is this what putting a meter costs?
Well, Mr. Pressler, we don't have that information, but if you'd like, Ms. Clark is right here, and she's in charge of that area with the city, and she can visit with you after the meeting. That will work.
Well, when did you say I would talk to her?
As soon as we finish. In just a few minutes, she'll be available to you.
I don't hear too well. I'm 83 years old.
Yes, sir. She's right there. It'll be right when we finish. It'll be just a few minutes.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'll have a seat.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Pressler. Hopefully we can help you out.
Addie Allen, 9695 Gross, Beaumont, Texas.
Good afternoon to Mayor and council members, city attorney, city manager. My name is Addie Allen, and I stand before you for one. We do have sidewalks in the Amelia area. The concern is that when it rains, or I haven't seen a handicapped child go to Vincent or Amelia Elementary School, but there are some dips and some dives. It's nice to have the sidewalks, but I'd like to see that the city take a look at that in the planing or the leveling of that. Even when it rains, it's low. So that's a concern. So I hope that can be looked into. And as well, I'm glad that, our water is being taken care of in the South End. I know that that's an issue. But the other thing I'd like to ask is, at one time, Beaumont which is a fine place to stay, had a sign up that we had some of the best water. And we have not, at this point, had anything to show what our water condition is, our drinking water. So if that could be addressed, that would certainly be appreciated. Thank you for your service. Have a good day.
Yes, ma'am. Good points. Thank you.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Is there any other citizen who wishes to speak today? If there's no one, we thank you all for coming. Come back